Guys, welcome to my new series which is called the PS2 Most Wanted Games. And as you know, I am the PS2 collector and I've got nearly about 300 plus games into my collection. But I've created a most wanted list and I'm going to share that series by series. So on this episode, the inaugural episode of the PS2 Most Wanted, I'm going to share the first 5 games that are on my most wanted list. Let's begin. Guys, let's begin my most wanted list. And the first game on that list is God Hand, released in 2005 and developed by Capcom. I never got the chance to play this game upon its original release. However, thanks to the Steam Deck, I got to emulate it. And yeah, for me, it's a really fun beat 'em up. It doesn't take itself too seriously. It's an absolute funny game. And yeah, I know it's a bit dodgy with the camera angles and it's very hard to direct a character. And the difficulty in this game is absolutely ridiculous. You have to be what it says, the god of your fists, to dominate this game. So in today's market, this game is really expensive. It goes for around £130 plus for European version. The Japanese version is more cheaper, around £50 to £60. And for me, when it comes to the PS2 collector, I've got to stick with my region. So if the game was released in Europe, I have to get the European version. Would I mind the Japanese version? No, I wouldn't, but I have to go with the rules that were set out, and I must get the European version of God Hand, and that makes it one of my most coveted games for me to collect. If I get my hands on God Hand in very good condition with a crisp manual, what else do I need to say? And yeah guys, God Hand, what do you think? Did you enjoy the game? Was it worth playing? Is it worth getting the physical? Let me know down in the comments below. Next game on my list is one of the most controversial games in history. So controversial that it got banned in the UK, had to edit the scenes in the game so they can release it for the UK public, and that is Manhunt 2. And this game was very hyped. I remember playing the original Manhunt. One of the most, again, even the first game was very controversial because the brutal scenes in the game was not for everyone. So yeah, the game did get a lot of hype because a lot of people were expecting Manhunt 2 to be released, and again it came with very limited copies because it got released in the UK in 2008, around 2009 time, and due to its rarity the game's price has exploded. So this game easy goes for £120 plus, and I've been trying to find a good copy of this game in checks, can't find it. So I have to do what everyone else does. I have to go to gaming convention, try to get the best copy or deal for this game. So guys, if you have played Manhunt 2, is it worth it? Because I never got a chance to play and I want to play on the PS2. I don't think playing the Steam Deck would do it justice. I want to play the authentic version of the game on an authentic PS2. So yeah guys, is it worth the money? Is it worth the price? And what's better? Is the first Manhunt better or the second Manhunt? I'll let you decide in the comments below. So on to the next game on my most wanted list, and it's not that expensive. However, it is annoying that it's only a Japanese exclusive because I'm a huge fan of the manga, and to this day I'm baffled and surprised that this game never got a European or North American release. And that is Initial D Special Stage for the PS2. When I look at the gameplay, this game looks like an absolute hidden gem, and I'm surprised that Sega never released it in Europe. It would have printed money just by the gameplay alone. I played it on my Steam Deck and this game was fun to play and I really want to own it. So I'm looking at the market. It's around £29-35. Not that expensive. I'm trying to find a good copy. That's one thing about eBay, is that sometimes they'll only show the front cover of the game. They won't show if there's a disc, they won't show if there's a manual, and I have to buy this at a market or a game convention. That's the only way to get the full game with all the content in them. So yeah, So guys, Initial D, have you even heard of this game? Are you a fan of this game? Or if you're a fan of the manga, let me know down below in the comments. So guys, let's go on to the next game. Guys, so on to the next game, and this game at one point was considered to be one of the grails for the PS2. Very rare game due to its cancellation in 2005 due to its controversial content within the game, and that game was Rule of Rose. Now Rule of Rose, the value a couple of years ago, the game was going for nearly £1,000. I'm thinking, what? A £1,000? I know, I do understand the rarity because it got cancelled last minute and the copies that were sold were very minimalistic because this game was not even promoted that much, so hardly anyone knew about this game. So due to that rarity, the game's value exploded in price. However, last year in Italy, locals found a container full of Rule of Roses, and to make it even better, those games were sealed and the value of the game went from £1,000 just for a normal copy of the game all the way down to a mere £100 to £200. Still expensive, but this time you get a sealed version of Rule of Rose. Now, never played the game. We'll love to play it. I would love to play it because I want to see what was the controversial content within the game and make my own judgment about that. So yeah guys, what do you think of Rule of Rose? At one point was the grail for the PS2. Now it's not even in the top 5 rarest games for the PS2. So yeah, it's a game that I really want. Add to the collection, and yeah, on to the next game. Guys, the final game of the first episode of PS2 Most Wanted is not arguably, this game's going to be the biggest pest and the hardest game to find in my hunt to collect every single PS2 game. But make no mistake, I'm going to do whatever it takes to hunt this game down, and that is South Korean exclusive Mystic Knights for the PS2. So this game is a survival horror game, and controversially this game was only released in South Korea. You can't get it anywhere else. You can't get it in Europe, and you can't get it in South or North America. You can't even get it in Japan. So Sony developed this game, and so I can't believe it, they just kept it in South Korea. If they released it worldwide, it would have made a lot of sense because the game is in English. My personal opinion, the best way to play it is emulation, because to even own the game is so tough to find, because you gotta understand, when the game was released in 2005, majority of South Korean gamers are PC gamers. Hardly anyone owns a console in South Korea. That's the data and statistics that I followed throughout my research. And yeah, to even find someone that owns this game is very hard. Think about that. This game is even hard to find in the country it was released for. Even for South Koreans, it's hard to find. So a guy like me will have to go the extra mile, the extra search for this game. And now guys, listen to this value. When I looked on eBay, the value that it was selling for was an eye-watering £2.5 grand, £2,500 for a PS2 game. I know that sounds ridiculous. That sounds ridiculous for any game. Was this game even good? Is this game even worth £2,500? I don't think so. So if you are going to buy the game, if you are crazy like myself, that I'm going for a complete PS2 collection, I'm going to have to pay £2.5 grand for this game, and I'm trying to find it everywhere. I'm trying to find the best ways. Even in conventions around the world, you are not going to find this game. So yeah, so I might be stuck for years for this game, but make no mistake, I will hunt this down. I will hunt this down and complete my collection for every single PS2 game. So guys, what do you think? Will Mystic Knights be a problem, or will I find it as soon as possible? But as long as time goes on, getting this game, it's getting slimmer and slimmer to find. So yeah guys, that's the final game of this video. What do you think of my new series, PS2 Most Wanted? I'm gonna show this series once in a while because I thought I'd take a break with the PS2 collector and share my opinions on what is going to be the biggest challenges of games for me to find. So yeah guys, if you do watch my channel, please subscribe, as it helps out the channel a lot. And yeah guys, on to next week when I'm going to share the next 5 games in my collection. Don't miss that episode. Take care.